Many people succeed when others do not believe in them, but rarely does a person succeed when he does not believe in himself. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is at all comprehensible. Dream big. You owe no one an explanation for the size of your dream. People do not meet by chance. They navigate their lives to certain people for certain reasons. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. When a language dies, a way of understanding the world dies with it, a way of looking at the world. Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you're a seed. A boy may be as disagreeable as he pleases, but when a girl refuses to crap sunshine on command, the world mutters darkly about her moods. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. The topic of compassion is not at all religious business. It is important to know it is human business. It is a question of human survival. Maybe everyone can live beyond what they're capable of. Set goals that make your heart sing. Then achieving them is an experience of uplifting joy. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. What one thinks is right is not always the same as what others think is right. No one can be always right. I never trust frank and simple people whose stories hold together. There is more to life than simply increasing its speed. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. It doesn't matter where your journey begins, so long as you begin it. That is why enemies can be great motivators. They serve as fuel for your fire. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. Focus on where you're going and how deserved it is after fighting for as long as you did. Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Believe in your greatness, because what you believe is what you become. Whatever you see, you gotta keep a sense of humor. You gotta be able to smile through all the bullshit. Most men would rather deny a hard truth than face it. In my opinion, our healthcare system has failed when a doctor fails to treat an illness that is treatable. Even a blind man knows when the sun is shining. Even if things don't unfold the way you expected, don't be disheartened or give up. One who continues to advance will win in the end. It's important in life if you don't give a shit. It can help you a lot. I'm hungry for a juicy life. I lean out my window at night and I can taste it out there, just waiting for me. But merely being tradition does not make something worthy, Kadash. We can't just assume that because something is old it is right. As long as your ideas of what's possible are limited by what's actual, no other idea has a chance. Once war becomes a clash of absolutes, there is no breathing room for mercy. Absolute truth is blind truth. I never approve or disapprove of anything now. It is an absurd attitude to take towards life. The only thing that makes life possible is permanent, intolerable uncertainty, not knowing what comes next. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Mama used to say, you have to know someone 1,000 days before you can glimpse her soul. But understanding will always require some effort. You probably wouldn't admire a friend who was good at everything if it cost her no effort. Making a difference to the welfare of animals doesn't require a massive effort. It requires small actions that can make a significant impact. Don't waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear. All opinions are not equal. Some are a very great deal more robust, sophisticated, and well-supported in logic and argument than others. Do your own thing on your own terms and get what you came here for. The spiritual life does not remove us from the world, but leads us deeper into it. There are times I wish I were invisible, which is silly, since I do everything I can to stand out. If a man will begin with certainties, he shall end in doubts. But if he will be content to begin with doubts, he shall end in certainties. I am certain of nothing but the holiness of the heart's affections and the truth of the imagination. Great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. Life is too short when you think of the length of death. They blossomed. They did not talk about blossoming. It is during our failures that we discover our true desire for success. When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. When people see some things as beautiful, other things become ugly. When people see some things as good, other things become bad. I must be a mermaid, Rango. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. As we go through life, we gradually discover who we are, but the more we discover, the more we lose ourselves. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, doing as you say you would do. In the face of adversity, we have a choice. We can be bitter, or we can be better. Those words are my North Star. You cannot be fair and correct at the same time. Fairness, often, takes the lesser correct of the roads. Appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then. Don't waste your time in anger, regrets, worries, and grudges. Life is too short to be unhappy. Go on with what your heart tells you, or you will lose all. My happiness is not the means to any end. It is the end. It is its own goal. It is its own purpose. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. You must learn from your past mistakes, but not lean on your past successes. Some men never die and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. Life is half delicious yogurt, half crap, and your job is to keep the plastic spoon in the yogurt. The windows of my soul I throw wide open to the sun. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask, and he will tell you the truth. Committing your goals to paper increases the likelihood of your achieving them by 1,000%. After all, if you run far enough, no one can catch you. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. Chase after the truth like all hell and you'll free yourself, even though you never touch its coattails. Because horror on earth is real and it is every day. It is like a flower or like the sun. It cannot be contained. The moment we cry in a film is not when things are sad, but when they turn out to be more beautiful than we expected them to be. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. It might be possible that the world itself is without meaning. No one is less than. No one is more. We are all exactly the same at the core. Keep working hard, and you can get anything that you want. Every time you help someone to achieve success, you become more successful. Always help to lift the burdens of others. It's hard not to feel happy when you make someone smile. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Almost everything is changeable, improvable, and achievable unless the laws of nature prevent it from happening. Don't step backward toward nothing. Step forward towards something. Better awkward steps forward than coward steps backward. I'm looking into my past lives. I'm convinced some of them still owe me money. Good people see the good and bring out the best in other people. The best knowledge is knowing yourself and your inner being. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. Never allow others to create your world, because if you do, they will always make it too small. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Some of us are busy doing things. Some of us are busy complaining. Wisdom is knowing I am nothing. Love is knowing I am everything. In between the two, my life moves. I want to show the world how darkness can sometimes be so beautiful. If my life is going to mean anything, I have to live it myself. Time of difficulty tests our faith, our fortitude, and our strength. During these times, the level of our Iman becomes manifest. If you give up what you want most for what you think you should want more, you'll end up miserable. Happiness comes when your work and words are of benefit to others. There is something beautiful about all scars of whatever nature. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed and healed, done with.